People say property investment is risky. You know how ridiculous that is from a financial standpoint? I'm a businessman, okay? Property investment is risky. It's like, okay, so what isn't risky then? I mean, what is the safest investment? Where is the safest place on the planet to put your money? The bank? If you got money in the bank, you know, if the bank goes bust, you're only insured up to £85,000. They might say, oh, but I've only got 10,000. Okay, you put £10,000 in the bank. This is how as an investor, you have to think. Best case, worst case, likely case. What's the best case scenario if you've got 10 grand in the bank? What's the best case? Well, the best case is that you're going to get, 0.5% return on investment, and that's not even going to be in line with inflation. So, okay, so is that not risky? What about cryptocurrency? Is that risky? Someone could hack your account? I mean, with property, it's fixed to the ground. It's yours. No one can take it. And even if they did, you got insurance. And why is property insurance so cheap? Because it's so safe. Why will the banks give you mortgages to buy property but not Bitcoin, not gold, not silver, not start a business? Why is it so easy to get finance on a property? I'll tell you why, because it's so safe. So this whole thing about property, and also historically, property prices over time go up. So yeah, it might go down a bit, but if you just hold on to it, and you've got rent coming. So this whole concept of property is risky. Of course, everything's got some risk. Might have a bad tenant, fine. Might lose a bit of money there, but you still got the house. You can burn the house down, and you still got the land, which is still super valuable, even if you were an idiot and didn't have insurance. So that's the first thing. Second myth is that you need a lot of money to get into property. Again, it's just not true. Now you might say, oh, but Samuel, houses are 300 grand on average now in the UK. Okay, fine. But the thing is this. I mean, you could argue you need money for everything. You need money to just live, but if you want to get into the market and you haven't got much money, you can find deals, and because property is so safe and everybody knows it, you can raise the finance and borrow against it. I mean, right now banks are giving 95% mortgages, in some cases 99% mortgages. 5 grand deposit you can do. And if you haven't got that, or find an investment property. Bridge, push the value up, refinance, partner with people, get in the industry, be a property entrepreneur to begin with before being an investor. So this whole idea that you need a lot of money to get into the game of property is also nonsense. Because even if you've got nothing to invest and you can't be a property investor, you can still be a property entrepreneur. You can package and sell deals. You can control properties, rent them. The pie is so big, everyone's making money in the industry. So nonsense that you need a load of money to get into the game. That's just what poor people say to excuse themselves. Another myth is debt. Oh, debt's bad. Pay down debt. If you Google, this really ticks me off. If you Google how to become a millionaire, you know what comes up? Save, work hard, and pay down your debts. That is never going to make you a millionaire. That is just so 1950s that right now will just keep you in the rat race. Work harder. Doing what? If you're getting paid £15 an hour, which is pretty decent, no matter how, even if you work every hour under the sun, you're not going to become a millionaire, because the cost of living versus £15 an hour, working harder is not how to become a millionaire. It's about becoming more valuable. It's not even working smarter. It's about getting more skills, becoming more skilled, and getting paid more. And leveraging debt, like all rich people do. Because debt is tax deductible. If you buy property as a company, your debt on your property, all of your interest payments that you're paying are tax deductible, a tax write-off. that you write off against your profit. And then if the property goes up in value and you want to get some money, you want to get paid, you can't sell the house because then you'll pay capital gain or corporation tax, depending on if it's owned in a company or your personal name. But if you borrow against the equity and use that equity to buy more houses and get richer and richer, so that's the thing, this whole concept of pay off debts, reduce your debt. Also, it's just stupid advice because what you focus on expands. So if you're focusing on paying off your debt and you're looking at your debt every day, what a stupid thing to fixate on. Would it make sense to fixate on how I can be more valuable, how I can be more skillful, and how I can make money? Focus on the solution, not the problem. And that's bad debt. Good debt, you should be getting more. Never pay it off. I will die a very old, rich, happy man, peacefully in my sleep, God willing, in millions and millions of pounds worth of debt. So that's nonsense advice. Next myth is that your home where you live is an asset. It's not. The home where you live is most likely, unless you rent rooms out and you have lodgers, it is most likely a liability. Let me explain. Break the myth of assets and liabilities. The definition of an asset is something that puts money in your pocket every single month. That's an asset. So if you have a home and you live in it and that's it, you don't have any other properties, you don't have any businesses, that's it. That's not an asset because it's probably costing you to live in that house. Another myth is that all the best property investments are off market, brown envelopes going on in secret societies and networks and handshakes and backhanders, and it's just nonsense. I don't think I've ever got a deal with like a brown envelope under the table or like anything like that. Most of the best deals, most of them are just with estate agents. Most of the best deals are with estate agents that you have access to. It's not about all the, I mean, yeah, it's true that your network's really important, and absolutely, I've got a lot of my deals from who I know, absolutely. And the best way to build a relationship with an estate agent is to buy from them, sure, and then they will pass you stuff before it goes on Rightmove, but they're with agents on market. What's another myth about finance and property? Passive income. I see this one. Gary Vaynerchuk said this. Gary Vaynerchuk said, passive income doesn't exist. Passive income is a myth. And everyone clipped that and went, oh, look, Gary Vaynerchuk saying passive income is a myth. Firstly, I won't give a monkey's what Gary Vaynerchuk says anyway. But then when you actually watch the video in context, he then goes on to say, unless we're talking about real estate. So yeah, passive income definitely does exist. I mean, I've got so many houses that I get paid $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month coming in. I haven't been to the house in years. Just bought it, got a management company. Nonsense. It's not true. I think sometimes people come to me and they say, Samuel, can you teach me about property or business or whatever? Before I teach you anything, you probably need to, before you even think about learning new things, you need to unlearn some of the nonsense in society. Oh, another one. You can learn everything online for free. You know, you don't need mentoring, coaches, property training programs. It's all a scam. Really? Okay. I mean, I never heard anyone say that that's actually rich. Never. And it's, I mean, let's look at this logically, okay? Let's say you want to learn any profession. Forget property for a minute. Let's say you want to learn how to be an engineer. Are you gonna learn how to be an engineer online? Or are you gonna go to college? If you want to learn how to be, I don't know, a doctor, you're gonna learn how to be a doctor online? You want to be a pilot or a lawyer? If you're gonna learn everything online for free, then why is there schools? Why are there universities? Why are there language teachers, coaches? If you want to learn how to box, don't get a coach. Learn for free. Now listen, you can learn the overview and you can learn a hell of a lot of stuff for free online. Absolutely. But if you want to get serious on anything, if you want to make money doing something, if you want to make it your profession, you want to be world class at something, is there any athlete in the world whether you're a boxer or any fighter or a basketball player or a football player, that hasn't had a professional coach? I don't think so. I mean, maybe 0.1% who are freakishly genetically gifted that might happen to have a parent that coach. And imagine this, from a trust perspective. This is the thing, because I run real estate courses, right? I teach people about real estate, how to buy deals and stuff. And people say, oh, you don't need to do that. It's a scam. You can just learn online for free. Listen, that's great. Yes, learn online for free. Watch my YouTube content. Read books. Go to a library. And if you can't afford to get like proper mentoring and stuff, fine. Save up for it, maybe. No problem. But if you really want to be serious about something, probably makes sense, because you're either going to end up paying for your education or you're going to pay for your mistakes. That is just it. And also, who's going to trust you in the business? I mean, even recently, I had one of my students he bought a property he wanted to turn into a HMO, and he applied for a HMO license from the council. And you know what the council said to him? Have you done any HMO, housing multiple occupancy training? And he went, well, I did the Samuel Leeds course. They said, is it CPD registered and accredited? I think so. They came and asked me. I said, yes, it is. It's all accredited, CPD registered, everything. He said, yes, it is. They said, okay, could you provide evidence, receipts, certificates, whatever? And obviously we give certificates to our advanced students. And then he got his license. So that's the council. What about an investor? Trying to package and sell a deal to an investor, or you're trying to do a rent-to-rent and get a landlord to entrust you with their property that they put their life savings into. In the same way, imagine you get onto a plane and the pilot says, it's my first day today, but don't worry, because I learned everything online for free. I mean, are you going to trust your life in the hands of a pilot that's not had any formal training? No, you're not. You're going to trust a doctor? I didn't go to university to learn to be a surgeon, but I did watch some YouTube videos and I've got a pretty good idea. I think I know what I'm doing. So we're going to put you under a general anaesthetic and I'm going to cut you open. Of course not. I'd be moronic. In the same way, if you're asking someone to partner with you, hey man, I need 100 grand for this deal, but don't worry, I know what I'm doing. If you've been formally trained and mentored by people that actually know what they're doing and have hands-on experience, is it going to make it more likely or less likely that you can get the finance? I mean, you'd have to be a moron to say less likely. So at very least, it's going to give you an edge. It's going to give you an advantage. So for anyone that's serious about doing property training, to just say, oh, it's a waste of money. A waste of money? Really? I mean, I believe that property is the second best investment, and I believe that the best is yourself. Also, it's tax write-off. You go and get a mentorship or get training, you got the receipts, and then you start making money in your business. Now you got to pay tax, but you can deduct the training off of your profits. So if anyone says, "Oh no, it's a waste, it's a scam," it's like, it's just a tax write-off. It's going to give you an edge. The people you're going to meet in the community and network with, it's just moronic. So a lot of this stuff, property investing is risky. You need a load of money to get into property. Pay off your debts, work hard, work longer hours. All the best deals, they're all kind of a secret society, brown envelopes under the table, and passive income doesn't exist anyway. Learn everything online for free. These are the things. Not only are they myths, but they're myths that were created by two types of people. Number one, I believe that a lot of rich elitists created these myths to keep the common man poor. You might think that sounds like a conspiracy theorist going on. Okay. Well, I'll ask you, why is finance not taught in schools? Why do you leave school and know nothing about finance? Is it because maybe the government don't want financial literacy to be taught in schools? And who controls the government? Could it be the rich elitists that need workers and slaves? Maybe. So maybe some of these nonsense myths have been put into the society to keep us poor. The other type of people that spread these myths and latch onto this nonsense thinking is poor people that use these myths as an excuse for their messed up situation financially. Oh, the reason I can't find any deals is because it's all secret societies. Oh, the reason I'm poor is because it takes money to make money, and money doesn't grow on trees, and rich people, have taken all the properties. Oh, the reason I don't invest in properties is because it's too risky. Okay, so what's the alternative? Put money in the bank, Bitcoin, the thing that banks won't lend money to because it's so risky. It's just crazy. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I'm curious to see. Peace, love. Want to see you win.